Welcome to the Running Library. Today we're breaking down the key ideas from Measure What Matters by John Doerr. Let's get into it. Most goals fail for a boring reason. Nobody can tell, week to week, whether they're winning or losing. John Doerr's book, Measure What Matters, is basically a playbook for fixing that by turning fuzzy ambitions into a small set of crystal clear targets, and then checking progress often enough that someday turns into this quarter. Measure What Matters is about OKRs, objectives, and key results. The big idea is simple. An objective is what you want to achieve, something inspiring, directional, and easy to remember. Key results are how you'll measure whether you achieved it. Specific, time-bound outcomes that are either met or not met. Put them together, and you get a system that helps individuals, teams, and entire companies focus, align, and actually execute. Doerr is famous for bringing OKRs to Google early on, and the book mixes the method with real-world stories from companies and organizations that used OKRs to drive change. But this isn't just Silicon Valley productivity. At its best, it's a framework for making priorities unavoidable and for exposing when you're busy but not effective. Now, who is this book for? It's for leaders who are tired of strategy decks that don't change behavior. It's for managers who want their team to stop juggling 27 priorities and start finishing the right 3. It's for founders and operators who need alignment without drowning in meetings. And it's also for individuals who like structured goal setting, especially if you've ever set a New Year's resolution and then never looked at it again. Who is it not for? If you hate measurement on principle, this will feel like a spreadsheet trying to eat your soul. If your work is extremely unpredictable, like constant emergency response, OKRs can still help, but you'll need to adapt them carefully so they don't become a guilt machine. And if you're looking for deep psychology or motivation theory, this isn't that kind of self-help book. It's more like, here's a practical operating system for goals. Now use it. All right, let's get into 6 key takeaways you can actually use with examples. First takeaway, separate what from how, or your goals will stay vague. This is the core of OKRs. The objective is the what, and the key results are the measurable how we'll know. Example, improve customer experience is a nice intention, but it's not yet an OKR. A stronger objective might be deliver a customer experience people rave about. Then your key results could be things like reduce average support response time from X to Y, increase customer satisfaction score to a specific target, decrease churn to a target, or improve on-time delivery rates. You're not just hoping it gets better, you're defining what better means. If you're an individual, it could be objective, get control of my finances. Key results, pay off $2,000 of credit card debt, build a $1,000 emergency fund, track spending 5 days per week. Now you can see progress without relying on vibes. Second takeaway, key results should be outcomes, not tasks. This is where most people mess it up. Tasks are what you do. Outcomes are what changes because you did it. Example, a task-based key result sounds like launch a new onboarding flow. That might be important, but it doesn't prove success. An outcome-based key result sounds like increase new user activation from 30% to 40% or reduce day 1 drop-off by 20%. You can still do the task, but you're holding yourself accountable to the result, not the activity. For a personal example, go to the gym 3 times a week is a behavior, and it can be fine. Sometimes behaviors are the best proxy you have. But if your real aim is health or strength, an outcome might be increase my squat by 20 pounds, or lower resting heart rate by X, or hit a consistent sleep schedule for 5 nights per week. The point is, don't let busy work masquerade as progress. Third takeaway, focus comes from choosing what not to do. OKRs are a forcing function. You can't have 15 top priorities. If everything is important, nothing is. A practical way to think about it. If your team has 5 objectives and each has 5 key results, that's 25 must-win outcomes. That's not focus. That's a wish list. Strong OKRs are few. Example, a marketing team might be tempted to set objectives for brand, demand gen, social growth, events, partnerships, and content simultaneously. OKRs push you to ask, which one truly matters most this quarter? Maybe you pick, create a predictable pipeline engine. Then the key results make trade-offs explicit. Number of qualified leads, conversion rates, cost per acquisition, and so on. Anything that doesn't support that objective becomes secondary, or it gets cut. On a personal level, if your objective this quarter is finish my portfolio and get job interviews, then learn 3 new programming languages probably isn't the move. OKRs help you stop collecting side quests. Fourth takeaway, alignment beats control. OKRs work best when they're transparent. One of the most powerful parts of OKRs is that they can be shared openly across an organization. That way, teams can see what other teams are aiming for, and individuals can connect their work to the bigger picture. This is not about micromanagement. It's about reducing the invisible friction where two teams work hard in opposite directions. Example, if the product team's objective is increase retention, but the sales team's objective is maximize new contracts at any cost, you can end up with churny customers and a stressed support team. With transparent OKRs, you can spot misalignment early and negotiate shared outcomes, like increase retention paired with improve customer fit in new deals. Even in a small group, say a family planning a big move, transparency helps. If one person's objective is reduce monthly expenses and another's is upgrade to a larger apartment, you need a conversation. OKRs don't solve the conflict, but they surface it clearly so you can make a real decision. Fifth takeaway, make OKRs ambitious, but grade them honestly. Durr emphasizes that OKRs are not just a performance review tool. They're also a learning tool. If you only set goals you know you'll hit, you'll sandbag. If you set goals that are impossible and then pretend you hit them, you'll delude yourself. The healthier pattern is set stretch goals where success isn't guaranteed, and then score them at the end of the cycle with brutal honesty. The value is in the clarity and the learning. Example, suppose your objective is build a world-class content engine. Your key result might be publish 24 high-quality videos this quarter. Maybe you only publish 18. That's not failure, it's data. You learn. Was the goal too high? Was the process broken? Did you underestimate editing time? Did you pick topics that required too much research? Next quarter, you adjust. This is where OKRs become a feedback loop, not a fantasy. Sixth takeaway, OKRs need check-ins, not just planning meetings. A lot of goal systems die because they're annual. You set them, you forget them, and then you panic in December. OKRs are meant to be revisited regularly, often weekly, so you can course correct while it still matters. Example, a team might do a 15-minute weekly OKR check-in. Each key result gets a quick status update, and the team asks, what changed this week? What's blocked? What do we need to decide? The goal isn't to generate paperwork. The goal is to keep the goals alive. For an individual, your check-in could be a simple Sunday review. Look at your key results, score your confidence for each one, and choose the one or two actions that will move the needle most in the next 7 days. Without that rhythm, OKRs turn into a document you feel guilty about. Now, let's turn all that into a simple 3-step action plan you can use starting today. Step 1, write one objective for the next 90 days that you actually care about. Not 10, 1. Make it clear and motivating. If it doesn't create a little emotional pull, like, yes, that matters, rewrite it. Examples. Become confident speaking in meetings. Get my small business to consistent profitability. Ship version 1 of my app and get real users. Step 2, add 3 to 4 key results that are measurable outcomes. This is the discipline part. Each key result should have a number or a clear yes-no finish line, and it should be achievable within the time window. If your objective is get my small business to consistent profitability, key results could be reach X's in monthly revenue, raise gross margin to Y%, reduce refunds to below Z%, generate N qualified leads per week. If you can't think of measurable key results, that's a signal your objective is still too fuzzy, or you don't yet have a way to measure what matters. In that case, one key result can be building the measurement itself, like implement tracking for churn and activation by week 3. Step 3, create a weekly check-in and a scoreboard you can't ignore. Pick one day and time. Same every week. 10 minutes is enough. During the check-in, do 3 things. Update the numbers. Decide the one action this week that most improves the numbers. Remove one obstacle by delegating, simplifying, or saying no to something that doesn't serve the objective. If you want to make it even more effective, share your OKR with someone else, your team, a friend, a mentor, because transparency creates gentle pressure and better thinking. Before we wrap up, here's the honest review in one breath. Measure What Matters is one of the clearest, most practical introductions to OKRs you'll find, and it's especially useful if you're trying to align people around priorities. The risk is that readers treat OKRs like paperwork or like a magic spell. They're neither. They're a tool, one that works when you're willing to define success precisely, measure it consistently, and learn when reality disagrees with your plan. If you take just one thing from this video, let it be this. Don't confuse motion with progress. Pick an objective that matters, define results you can measure, and check in often enough that your goals can't hide. This has been the Running Library. If you want more book breakdowns that turn big ideas into practical steps, subscribe and tell me which book you want summarized next. If you found this summary helpful, subscribe to the Running Library for new insights every day, and tell me in the comments what book or article you want next.